hello.
Oh, hello.
And welcome to the Comic Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm crying.
Again.
Again!
Now, you listen here. I won't get into it yet, but I did cry more than you on this one.
You did.
Yeah.
And for anybody who's like, Annie, Alex, why are you crying? It's because we read Heaven Official's Blessing, Volume 6.
We did, and you might remember, people, just recently released Volume 5 of our buddy read, but we couldn't wait.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I think that might just be the trend from here on out.
Yeah.
This series has me in a chokehold.
The cliff that we were left clinging to.
The cliff was hanging.
We could not stand there anymore.
I needed to know.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Curiosity did kill the cat. I'm the cat. My soul shattered.
Yeah.
And it did put it back together again, but like it took a lot to get there.
I read this book in one sitting.
As you do.
It's about 350 pages. I don't know if I should be proud of myself or, embarrassed for myself.
No, you should be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
That's a feat.
It was.
In and of itself. And I didn't take too much longer than that.
No, you didn't. And you did read part of it over here, so I got to read part of it twice because you read out loud to me, and it was the saddest part.
Yeah, I bawled crying.
Yeah.
So today we are diving into Volume 6. If you are reading along with us, buckle up. You know exactly what's going to happen. And if you haven't read it, then I'm sorry, but you're in for a ride.
Yeah. If you are reading along with us, definitely make sure to read this before listening.
A lot of spoilers.
A lot of spoilers for things that have been going on.
Yeah. So where we left off with Volume 5, Hua Chung and Xie Lian are embracing. They're in a hug. And Hua Chung leans in, and you're like, this is great. And he whispers, someone's here with us. Not what you want to hear.
No.
When you're being hugged by the person you love.
Or when it's the end of a book.
Yeah, which is hence why we're here. So, as book 6 picks up, Xie Lian has already been having these little mini breakdowns. He's not really liking the parallels between the Crown Prince of Wuyang and Xie Lian's life. And now he finds out that somebody's there with them. And they're immediately scouring their surroundings. Like, it's not that big of a temple. Where could someone hide? And unfortunately, there are all of these ashen statues that a ghost could definitely hide in.
Mm-hmm.
So they start looking around. And Xie Lian immediately sees White No-Face's half-crying, half-smiling mask and smashes this statue.
Yeah.
And Hua Chung unfortunately puts it back together, and he's hallucinated it. It did not have that face at all. It was the same face as all of the other statues. And now Xie Lian's in a panic, and they just start smashing everything.
Oh my gosh. I mean, poor Xie Lian. He is just going through it.
Yeah, he's having a tough time. And so they're like, you know what? We got to get going. Like, the volcano's going to go off soon. We need to be there.
We can't keep worrying about all of this temple. We can't keep worrying about White No-Face.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Let's just keep going. So as they climb up this mountain, it's really snowy, as mountains are. And even though it's about to erupt with lava, I was actually genuinely surprised by that. I was like, I don't know how much snow is on literal volcanoes.
Yeah, I don't either. And I didn't look.
No, didn't look into this at all. Could be factual. Could be completely made up. Couldn't tell you.
Now, Xie Lian tells us that the snow has gotten so high it's like up to their knees. And walking in knee-high snow is difficult.
Yeah.
Especially when the ground is holy and they keep potentially falling into different places.
Yeah. Holey, not Holy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But Hua Chung has memorized where all the holes are. He's like, I know how to traverse this mountain. Let's go. And unfortunately, they get stopped by the fact that Fu Yao and Nanfeng, the two junior officials for Feng Xin and Mu Qing, are fighting and screaming on top of the mountain and cause an avalanche.
Yeah.
So.
Now, I do have a question.
Yes.
That is not answered. But while they're fighting, Hua Cheng sends his silver butterfly over so that he can hear what's going on. And he hears them fighting about something. And he won't tell Xie Lian what it is. Or us. And I need to know what they were fighting about.
This story does this to us so much.
Yeah.
I'm like, how dare you?
How dare you?
It breaks my heart, but also I know that it's all going to get revealed. It's all so intentional.
Yeah.
That I know it's there for a reason and
Yeah.
it'll come back into play somehow.
Yeah.
So, where we go is Xie Lian and Hua Cheng fall. And unfortunately, Xie Lian isn't able to keep holds of Hua Cheng. He tries to save Fu Yao and Nanfeng, and he's not successful there either.
Yeah.
And at first, he thinks he's woken up and he sees the white-faced calamity. But he ends up waking up and it's a dream. And he finds himself in this room that he's unfamiliar with, pitch black. And he's looking around and there are all of these statues with their faces covered.
Mm-hmm. Not creepy at all.
Not creepy at all. Why the hell is this here?
And it's a temple of 10,000 faces.
Yeah.
Is what it is. And it's not always the same god, but that is like the type of temple that it is. And Hua Cheng comes up to him and is like not being himself at all. He's won't let Xie Lian take the veils off when he never tells Xie Lian what he can do at all.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, Gaga, you can't do that. Like, what if we unleash something that's under it? And Xie Lian thinks this is weird. He's like, he's always let me just unleash random shit. Why now?
Yeah. I will say, though, he moves past it quick.
Yeah, he doesn't linger there.
He's like, listen, he never restricts me. If he's got like one weird thing, fine.
Yeah. So they do start to move out of this place. And Xie Lian asks if Hua Cheng has ever been here. And he's like, no, I have not. Never, ever been here before. And he suspiciously knows exactly where he's going for never having been here before. And Xie Lian is like, how do you know which way to pick? And he's like, no, I'm just picking at random. It doesn't matter if we think about it or not because each outcome could be the same.
And he does have pretty good luck.
Yeah, like better than Xie Lian's luck.
Definitely better than Xie Lian.
So he wants to go to the left. Xie Lian hears some fighting to the right and realizes that it's Nanyang and Fu Yao again. And he's like, I have to go and save them. So he runs away and he sees them like basically in a spider web.
Yeah.
A giant spider web completely covered except for their mouths because they ate through the spider silk so that they could yell at each other some more.
Which I love.
Yeah.
The dedication.
Truly. And Xie Lian ends up falling into this spider web with them.
Yeah.
While trying to save them.
We also learn that Xie Lian has picked up on this, but we as the reader were not in. We did not get the memo.
He did not tell us.
How dare he? But Xie Lian has picked up on the fact that Fu Yao and Nanfeng, they are actually just like split clones of Feng Xin and Mu Qing.
Which is so funny. And the fact that they thought that they could get away with it, Xie Lian is like, look, I didn't want to embarrass you by telling you that I knew exactly who you were, but don't forget that I grew up with you. I knew you when you were this age, and you're not acting any different than you used to.
Yeah. It's kind of like a nice little cover that they got to have where they could be extra mean to each other.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have to be as like prim and proper heavenly officials. Not that they're great at doing that anyway.
Yeah.
But at least in this form, when they're like less responsibilities, you know, they actually get to do that. I also was thinking to myself, like, okay, when people ascend and they take like lower gods with them so that they can eventually also ascend, I was like, maybe they just didn't have friends besides Xie Lian and each other. And they wanted to have a lesser god, but they couldn't.
That's probably accurate, too.
So I was like, aw, that sucks. Me and you both, buddy. I have no friends except for Alex. As they're walking through, Mu Qing and Feng Xin are now like, what the hell is with all of these statues.
And why is Hua Cheng acting so weird?
Yeah. And they're like, and we mean like weirder than usual.
Yeah.
Like,
we already know he's weird, but something is off.
So they immediately start fighting Hua Cheng. They're like, he knows this place. Xie Lian, you've lost it. He's got you enchanted or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because how do you not see that he knows what this place is? This is his domain.
Yeah.
So they start fighting Hua Cheng. They go to leave. They pull the covers off of the statues, and all of the statues are Xie Lian.
Yeah.
There's murals that were hidden on the wall, also Xie Lian.
Yeah. And that's when Xie Lian realizes who Hua Cheng is. Because he sees that all of these murals are depicting events from his life that he remembers, and we also remember, of the young boy falling off of the wall with the bandage-covered face. Mm-hmm. And, like, it's just specific moments throughout. But there are other murals in there that Feng Xin and Mu Qing do not want Xie Lian to see, and we also don't get to see, and I need to know what those murals are.
Yeah, the insinuations are that they're inappropriate to see. And to me, I'm like, Hua Cheng, we're both fangirlies.
Hua Cheng is out here making smutty murals to his beloved, and I need to see it.
I love him so much more for this. Like, they were sitting there like, oh, what a stalker. How weird. And I'm just like, Hua Cheng, kindred spirit.
Oh my gosh.
I get it.
So the fighting keeps going on, too. So Hua Cheng ends up finding them. He now realizes that Xie Lian knows that all of these statues are him, thinks that he has seen all of the murals, and he is treating Xie Lian with, like, kid gloves at this point.
Yeah.
Because Mu Qing and Feng Xin also put a talisman on the back of Xie Lian, so he couldn't move at all. He can't go to Hua Cheng and be like, no, I don't care that you are this obsessed with me.
Yeah.
And which, in his head, he's saying, like, man, I really want to go comfort him, but I can't. He's going to think that I am mad at him now, or that I'm scared of him, and I'm not. And things just, like, keep going a little bit wrong, to where Hua Cheng does think that he's scared of him. And so he's like, Gaga, I'll never hurt you. Once they're, like, back alone again, they've gotten away from Feng Xin and Mu Qing again. And I love this part because Xie Lian, the curse finally wears off of him. And he's like, I don't care that this is you at all. Like, I love you anyway.
Yeah. This is like the moment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's interrupted.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because Mu Qing and Feng Xin burst into the room. They're like, give him back. He's ours. And also, you're a useless waste of space. Just like making all these terrible comments about everyone. And Hua Cheng slashes them in half.
Yeah. And Xie Lian stabs them afterwards.
And it's not them.
No, it's White No Face. White No Face is back in this cave, and they run away. Again, Xie Lian petrified.
Absolutely petrified and confused, because why would a Supreme Ghost King need to be at Mount Tonglu to ascend?
Yeah.
And this is also where you learn that this is just like a heavenly official doing more heavenly tribulations to gain more power.
That he'll get even stronger if he wins.
Yeah. So they're like, that can't happen.
Yeah, they're like, we absolutely can't let that happen. So Feng Xin, they meet up again with the real Feng Xin and Mu Qing, and the four of them decide that 2 are going to be a distraction and 2 are going to go back to the heavenly realm and announce what's happening.
Yeah.
And, of course, Feng Xin and Mu Qing are the ones that are going to go back. They don't want to leave Xie Lian with Hua Cheng. And Xie Lian is like, I absolutely will be with Hua Cheng and no one else.
Yeah. Listen, he knows what he wants.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So, they eventually make it out of this cave. They keep going on. They get to the top. They see that Mount Tonglu is closing. And they're like, we have to jump in right now.
Yeah.
So they jump in right now. And Xie gets to the bottom, and Hua Cheng is not there. Devastated.
Absolutely devastating. Sees that there's no more light from the sky. Nothing.
Yeah.
Sealed. Just him and White No Face.
Yeah. And White No Face starts to say some crazy shit because Xie is like, what are you doing? Why did you bring me here? Why did you kick Hua Cheng out? Like, asking all of these questions, and finds out that White No Face's plan is not to become greater and defeat everyone, meaning Xie in this volcano, but to make Xie die and then kill White No Face and then become a supreme ghost king.
Supreme geese.
Become a supreme ghost king of his own.
Which is fucking insane.
Yeah. Like, why?
Here's the thing. Like, this has haunted Xie, but as a reader, you're also like, why?
Why?
Why are you tormenting him so horribly? What has he done? Like, why do you want to see him specifically fall so bad? And it breaks your heart because Xie is going through the exact same thing. He's like, why me?
Yeah.
And he's like, because I want you to be just like me.
And we see him pull out another half crying, half smiling mask. And Xie is even more petrified of this mask. And White No Face says, okay, you're going to have to face some things now, and puts the mask on his face. And we go back in time to our previous timeline where we had just seen Xianle fall. And Xie and Mu Qing and Feng Shan were going back to heaven to get their punishment and their banishment.
Yeah.
And it is just after that. The three of them are trying to make money, trying to do whatever they can to support themselves and the former king and queen, Xie parents. And they have to hide because they're wanted.
Yeah.
For being royalty of the fallen kingdom.
Yeah, the Yongin soldiers are actively looking for them. Yeah. So they're in hiding. They can't openly go and work and show their faces. Xie wrapping his face with this white band. And he's just trying to make ends meet at this point. They're doing hard labor, whatever they can find.
Yeah, this is where we see them start to sell off all of the different things that they have when they reach different points of desperation. We see the king slowly get sicker and sicker. They have to get more medicine, so that leads to more selling off things.
And also, it really just starts to break them apart.
Yeah.
Mu Qing decides to leave.
Yeah.
And Xie like, I've never forced you to be here. I'm not going to force you to be here now.
Yeah.
But they're just kind of slowly losing themselves and each other in the process. And it's really dehumanizing, everything that they've had to go through and everything they are going through. But like, their desperation just gets so much worse. You see them having like their standards and their values. I'm not going to busk. And they end up having to busk to afford everything. And so they're not able to uphold any of just the rules they've set for themselves because it's whatever I have to do.
Yeah.
I have to do it.
And Xie even reaches a point at one point because we see where he gets his cooking skills from. His mom.
His mom.
And she tries so hard for them to make meals, and they're even worse than Xie food has been described. But he does reach a point where he's like, you don't know hunger unless you're willing to eat absolute crap.
Yeah. I mean, it's their only option.
Yeah, so they eat this horrible food and they always get sick from it.
So basically, they've decided to do all the busking.
Yeah.
They've decided to do all of this, and it's still not enough to afford all of the medicine. So Xie has a talk with himself. He's like, we have to do what we have to do. And he's like, multiple stories talk about stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. And so he's stooped into considering robbery. He multiple times talks himself out of it. He's like, oh, that person looks old. I don't want to hurt them. you know, and until he finds the person who seems like they would be the best well-adjusted person to experiencing being robbed, he's like, okay, that's the target. Unfortunately, he finds this target. They run away. And the person was praying to all of these gods who then descend and see Xie Lian as the attempted robber.
Yeah.
And they're like, we won't tell anybody. But they've definitely seen now how far he's fallen. Mm-hmm. And he can't face Feng Xin. He's like, I can't tell him what I tried to do. Like, I can't do it. So he decides at this moment, he's at his lowest. He really needs to dig himself out of this hole that he's put himself into. And he goes, I am going to leave and I'm going to go cultivate. I'm going to ascend again because it's the only way that I can help everybody. Like, that's what I'm good at. And he immediately finds a mountain that is just flush with spiritual energy. He goes, this is perfect. And I'm going to do this. And who does he stumble upon but a bunch of other heavenly officials who are also trying to cultivate there. And unfortunately, a lot of them were there when they saw that he was trying to rob people. So it starts out kind of cordial, but they're like, get off our turf. And he's like, I was here first. And the back and forth just turns malicious to the point that they're openly talking in this group of officials, like, weird that you'd stoop so low to rob somebody, and then you're going to stand here like you deserve to cultivate after everything you've done. And it's a low blow.
And it reaches a point where another heavenly official comes, and they're like, oh, good, you're finally here. You can help deal with this. And it's Mu Chang.
And he does decide to help them.
He ends up getting into this argument with them, and it's established that he also knows about the stealing. And he ends up telling Xie Lian to leave.
Yeah. And
Xie Lian is like, this was my last moment of thinking maybe Mu Chang will stick up for me. And I'm not going to lie, I have not forgiven Mu Chang for this. I know we talked about this separately and you were like, I can see why he did it. But also, like, if you just think about every single time that Xie Lian stood up for Mu Chang when no one else did, now that the roles are reversed, Mu Chang is not doing the same thing. And I just can't forgive him.
Yeah. And I think that where it comes into play, where I'm like, I don't blame him as much as you do, is because it's kind of the same approach that Xie Lian was taking. Now, hear me out, because I can see your face already. You're like, mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no.
But Xie Lian says, like, this is what I'm good at. Like, I ascended. This is how I was able to help. I need to ascend again to be at a point where I can contribute and help. And Mu Chang is like, I'm in the process of ascending, and he does still want to help. Like, even though he makes it so that Xie Lian can't go and ascend, he goes and he brings all of these things to Feng Xin and his highnesses and Xie Lian as, like, penance, but also, like, his contribution.
But it's too late.
Yeah, it's too late.
Xie Lian is not having any of it. He throws it all back in Mu Chang's face because it's already been passed. Like, at a certain point, you reach a point where, like, yeah, okay, we'll move on, sure. But I can't go back.
Yeah.
I can't go back and think of you as the way that I did before.
Yeah. And from Mu Chang's narrow-minded perspective, he's like, I'm in a position where I can help, and so I can help by keeping my position so I can assist you. But Xie Lian's like, you could have given me that spot to help myself, and you took that away from me. Mm-hmm. And so I understand both sides. It's just a heartbreaking and crumbling relationship that you're watching in real time, where it's like, yeah, Mu Chang did the wrong thing, but also, like, I don't think he did it out of, like, a malicious intent. So I want to give him the benefit of the doubt of, like, you wanted to help. You just looked at it from a narrow mindset.
Yeah, but his intent doesn't matter because he still caused damage.
I know. And Xie Lian was at his lowest, but he also didn't know because he wasn't there.
Yeah.
So
he shouldn't have left in the first place.
I know. And he shouldn't have. Like, I just go back and forth because you see all of them at their lowest point.
Yeah, you do.
And it's it's so hard to watch. And you're obviously seeing most everything following Xie but it's insinuated like Feng Xin's going through things in the background that Xie doesn't pay attention to because he's in the depths of his own despair.
That's true. But if you think about it too, if you compare how Feng Xin and Mu Cheng both went through this with him, I'm spoiling this for our later description, but Feng Xin did not leave until Xie told him to leave.
Yeah.
In no uncertain terms. He wouldn't have abandoned him then.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way he was even going to leave after everything that happens, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
But Mu Cheng just didn't have the same loyalty.
Yeah. They also didn't have the same relationship. Like, yes, Xie stood up for him, and yes, his relationship was mostly built off of like gratitude. But as soon as Xie wasn't able to give him anything, he kind of stepped out. But Feng Xin was raised with Xie.
Yeah.
Like at that point, it was almost siblings. And Mu Cheng was always kind of that outcast who came in later and left earlier.
Yeah.
And so I never expected that their relationship was going to be as deep. And no one could be as devoted to Xie as Hua Cheng is.
This is true.
So
I just don't forgive him. All of this, like, 10 years of discussion, I just don't forgive him.
I know. And honestly, like, yeah, it's not forgiven. I just, as a reader, I'm like, I understand. Like, it's heartbreaking to see from every side because you know the intent wasn't poor. But yeah, like, everyone at this point in time, even Xie is coming from a very selfish place. Like, the desperation and despair that they're in, they're not really able to see it from other people's view. And the person who I think is able to see it the most selflessly here is Feng Xin.
Yeah.
Who is doing everything for the king and the queen and for Xie
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has his own troubles, maybe brings up cryptically that there's something going on in the background one time.
But then when Xie asks about it, he's like, no, don't worry about it.
Yeah. And he keeps everything to himself, but he's basically the one keeping everything afloat while Xie reaches his lowest low.
Yeah. So after this, he's come back. He's thrown all of Mu Cheng's stuff back at him. Feng Xin also takes Xie side too and is like, Mu Cheng, you get out of here. Like, I knew it was weird that you have started acting this way now.
And it was.
And
we don't want your guilty rice.
Yeah. But he does. Mu Cheng ends up telling Feng Xin about the stealing incident, which Xie hadn't told him yet. And so Xie is like, I can't deal with this. Don't ask me about it. And Feng Xin drops it.
Yeah. But Xie also leaves. And at this point, the white no-face is following him.
Yeah.
He's sitting there and he's putting this terrible stuff in his mind. He's also weirdly and very ominously consoling Xie for everything he's going through. Hugs him at one point of like, oh, it's so sad to see this for you.
Yeah.
And it's exploiting just these horrible feelings and experiences that he's going through. And then also kicking him while he's down of like, just so you know, you're going to end up completely alone.
Yeah.
No one stays by your side.
But there is one little ghost fire that disagrees with No Face.
Yeah.
And we have met this little ghost fire earlier when Xie ended up saving a bunch of the spirits of the Xianle soldiers, and this spirit was not going to leave. Xie was like, okay, it's time for you to move on, and the ghost spirit is like, no, I don't want to. I have to stay here for my beloved. And Xie is like, all right, but like, if you ever find your beloved again, they might not be happy to know that you have stayed in this spirit form and become a ghost. And he's like, I just won't tell them then.
I won't tell them. I'm here to protect them. They don't even need to know.
Yeah, and you listen here. I knew, and we all knew, that this was Hua Cheng.
Yeah.
And so this ghost fire does end up coming back again and again and staying with him.
Yeah. Again, through those lowest lows.
Yeah.
I mean, you see Xie drinking liquor and cussing and having just the worst night ever.
The ghost fire tries to keep him warm, but it's cold, so he can't.
And again, just the desperation that you feel from everyone throughout this entire arc. It's just heart-shattering.
It really
honestly.
is. So we reach a point where Shieleon goes off into the woods and he sees like a firewall ahead and he starts walking towards it and it's trying to prevent him from continuing on into the woods. And he ends up breaking through and continuing on his journey, and he finds a temple of one of his temples, the temple of the Crown Prince, and he sits there because he's like, I can't leave, I don't know what to do, I'm just gonna sit here and wait and see what happens. It's clear that White No-Face has led me here, so I'm just gonna wait and see. And slowly people start coming in until there's about like 100 other people there.
Yeah.
And White No-Face comes to. There are people with human face disease circling the building. So they're all trapped. Everyone is freaking out. Shieleon is like, don't go near them because they have human face disease and, you know, you could get it too. We all have to stay in here and try and figure something out. Mm-hmm. And White No-Face reveals to these 100 people that Shieleon knows how to prevent human face disease, which is one of the questions that we have had since book 3 when we found out about human face disease.
Yeah. And here's the thing. This is where we cried.
This was the first time that I cried.
Yeah, this was the moment I cried.
Yeah.
I was not emotionally prepared for these scenes, and it is very hard to read, so spoilers, obviously, for everybody.
It's heartbreaking.
But you find out that the way that this spreads is it only spreads to people who have not committed murder.
Yeah.
So if you murder someone, then you're immune.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the human face disease starts spreading inside the temple. Mm-hmm. So panic has ensued. People now have all of this information. At first, it was this moral discussion of, okay, well, I can't kill somebody. Like, whose life is more valuable? You have one person who has known Shieleon from busking, and he's like, no, like, his life isn't more valuable than mine. And when the human face disease develops on him, he decides to run out.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody else is like, well, I'm not going to sacrifice my child's life. And he's a god, so he's not going to die. And so you just see Shieleon tied down, White No-Face being proud of himself for sowing all this discord. And every single person decides to take this sword and stab through him.
Yeah.
It is gut-wrenching. The picture that's provided, it's actually criminal that this scene specifically is depicted with a picture.
Oh my gosh, it's heartbreaking. It is so heartbreaking.
And yeah, I mean, truly had to cry throughout this entire scene.
Yeah.
And this ghost fire who's been by his side the entire time is there, unable to do anything because he's trapped within White No-Face's grasp. And as his anger just starts to consume him, watching Shieleon being stabbed by all these people, he bursts out, and this is where he becomes this wrathful ghost.
Yeah. So he becomes a wrath by killing all of these 100 people who have stabbed Shieleon, and I support that.
Yeah. I approve this message. I mean, the temple's set on fire. Shieleon is stumbling out, and he sees that this ghost fire takes form. And he's just like, I have to get back home. How long have I even been gone? Somehow he's still able to walk, even though he's in excruciating pain. Like, ultimately what it came down to is he can feel pain the entire time. So he gets back home. Feng Xin is like, you look like shit.
It's been 2 months.
Yeah, and smacks him across the face. They get into a huge fight. His parents are freaking out. And you really just see Shieleon's mental health deteriorating at a very quick pace.
He tries to forget about it, but you can't forget about it.
Passing mirrors, he sees this White No-Face mask on his own. He's seeing White No-Face wherever he goes. He tells Feng Xin and overhears Feng Xin talking to his parents about how they're like, we need to walk on eggshells. Don't say anything that's going to upset Shieleon. He thinks that this is real.
But to be fair to them,
they can't see it.
They can't see it, and he has been acting insane.
Yeah.
So, and they're scared because they're like, he ran off for 2 months last time he got upset. Like, we can't let him get upset again and have him run off again.
Yeah.
For so long.
I mean, he's literally, like, doing things that are setting off Yongin soldiers to their location, and they have to go into hiding. It's excruciating.
Yeah.
And you see Feng Xin really, truly just trying to hold down the fort and be there to support him. And when he's like, look, we need to make money. You don't look well. I can do this myself. Xie Lian decides to go out and full-blown rob somebody.
Yeah.
Brings back all of these riches. He's like, there you go. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah. And it causes more fighting between all of them. The king and queen are like, the queen is like, I am so sorry that everything has fallen onto your shoulders. You shouldn't have to be taking care of us. We should be taking care of you. The king, kind of a jerk about it. He's like...
Also dying.
That's a fair point. But he's like, I won't take any medicine that was bought with that. Like, that money is useless to me. There's no way I'm going to accept something that you stole from someone else.
Yeah. And I mean, Xie Lian just starts pushing away everyone who's shown that they love him.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? White No Face is right. I don't have anybody because I'll make sure I don't have anybody at this point. So Feng Xin leaves. He wakes up to find that his parents have both self-harmed to the point that they're no longer alive. And Xie Lian tries to do the same and can't die.
Yeah. And this is where Roya is born, because Roya is from the vengeful spirits of his parents and him trying to have the same fate.
Yeah. This is the second part where you cried.
It was. This, just as a warning to everyone, if you haven't read this yet, is also depicted.
In a picture.
Yeah. So, it's tragic.
It's horrifying to look at, honestly. And while I didn't cry, I sensed it from, like, multiple pages beforehand and braced myself. And I felt like the impact of this wasn't going to be just, like, at the wrong moment for me. So I didn't cry here.
I was also reading this for myself for the first time at, like, 2 a.m.
Yeah,
so,
that is fair.
So I was just primed to cry.
You know what? And that's, I think, entirely fine. Because it's entirely reasonable. You do see that this is just Xie Lian's moment where he's like, you know what? I wouldn't have to live like this if the Xianla temple wasn't, or the Xianla kingdom didn't fall. Mm-hmm. And so he decides he's going to raise up against the Yongin Empire because they're responsible for all of this. And you see his wrath grow. And a white no-face mask is left for him, and he proudly puts it on.
Yeah.
He raises up all of these lost spirits on the battlefield for the Xianla people. And he's like, who all hates Yongin soldiers? Come with me. We'll make them pay for what they did. Mm-hmm. And he just starts wreaking havoc and truly becomes this wrathful being that White No Face has been trying to lead him to be the whole time.
And he meets another ghost on the battlefield who's also a young man wearing a mask. And he asks, and he's like, I am a Xianla soldier as well.
And I will rise up with you, whatever you need.
Yeah, I will do whatever you need. You are my crown prince.
Still. Unfortunately, Xie Lian's revenge isn't going so great. As soon as they go to kill Lang Ying, the newly appointed Yongin king, he's already at death's door. He literally dies before they can actually harm him.
Yeah.
And just this huge panic runs through the entire royal family as he ends up killing multiple different people within the palace that he didn't mean to because their presence was found out. And they decide that the best way to get back is to raise up and create the human face disease with all of these vengeful souls. Now, you see at multiple points that Xie Lian is maybe faltering here. Mm-hmm. Like, he decides, okay, well, we'll do this in like 3 days' time.
Yeah. He's given a 3-day limit. White No Face is like, if you don't send these spirits somewhere within these 3 days, they're all going to attach to you.
Yeah.
And they're going to consume you.
Yeah.
So he gives the people of Yongin like one final chance where he flies down into the middle of their town square, injured from this same sword that he was stabbed with 100 times, and wants someone to help him. And for 2 days, no one does.
Yeah.
There's one guy who wants to, and everyone says, no, you can't. There's another guy who wants to give him water, and his wife is like, no, you can't. Everyone thinks, like, he's a god of misfortune. If we help him, who knows what's going to happen to us? And then finally, at the finish line of the timeline that he's been given, a man falls where he is and gets into it with him and starts yelling at him and is like, why are you sitting in the middle of the ground? Like, couldn't you die somewhere in peace, or what are you going to do here? And just starts yelling at him and then leaves. But then he feels guilty and he comes back and he's like, what are you doing? Get off the ground. He puts his hat on him.
Helps him up
And is like, you know, we fought. It's no reason to die. There's no need for this. It's okay.
Yeah.
And at the same time that this happens, the spirits of the Xianla soldiers, it's time for them to come. So they come, and human face disease is about to come back. And Xielian offers himself up again to be stabbed.
Yeah.
So that these people can survive.
White No Face not happy with this.
No.
He's like, you're not allowed to give them a way out of this.
Yeah.
Why would you do this for yourself? And he's like, because I'm not going to be you.
Yeah.
And fortunately for him, the vengeful ghost that had risen up with him, also wearing this mask, truly hasn't allowed Xielian to commit any atrocities. Like, when Xielian said, this is what I want to do, he would act out on it. But in the back, he's also this actor who's like leaving a flower on Xielian's broken statue and reminding him, you are always your highness.
Yeah.
Like, that's who you are. Don't lose sight of who you are, like, at multiple points. And so Xielian hasn't fallen and is able to go, I could have done all these atrocities. Like, yes, I had this vengeful heart, but I'm not going to fall into that.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want me to do. And I can't do that. So while it's also Xielian digging himself up from his lowest points, he's had this support of this vengeful ghost, allowing him to feel that pain and that anger and everything else without having to act on it himself. And so as Xielian offers himself up, this ghost takes the sword and channels all of the vengeful spirits to himself and dissipates. And all of them are gone.
Yeah.
No one gets the human face disease.
White No Face starts mocking Xielian and the wrath that dissipated.
Saying that was your last believer, so congratulations.
Like, you're stupid and so is your believer. And Junwoo comes in to fight the good fight and beat White No Face down. And he does.
And in seeing Xielian, he's like, congratulations.
You, my child, are coming back to heaven.
You've saved all of these people from contracting human face disease.
And Xielian is like, no, I don't deserve to come back. It may not have been the catastrophe that it could have been, but that's not because of me. That's because of the one wrath ghost who sacrificed himself for me and for everyone else.
Yeah.
And so he asks to be banished again and to have 2 shackles put on. 1 to prevent his spiritual powers, and 2 to take all of his luck, which we said in the beginning that he gave up his luck for Hua Chung, and that's exactly what happened.
I mean, pat ourselves on the back.
Yeah. I'm truly patting myself on the back for that, and the fact that I knew that the white clothed calamity was Shieleon. I knew it in the last book, and I didn't know how I knew it, but I just felt it in my gut.
Yeah. I mean, great theories.
Yeah.
I, in this book specifically, was like, I don't know how this is going to go. I knew it was going to break my heart. I did. But it also decides to put your heart back together again.
I really did like where this one ended up.
Like, you get this hopeful swelling at the end of the book where you see Shieleon living such a normal life and basking in being this scrap hunter, like just moving from town to town, finding odd jobs. He's a cook. And they're like, we are not paying you for making whatever the hell this is. Put the lid back on that pot. You're not getting paid. He's like, please pay me.
He's also like, why would you waste such good rice?
Take some of the food with him and he's back on the road. And you just see him relishing in just being alive. He's like, the struggle is part of it.
Yeah.
At that point. And you just see him coming back to himself. Because he has nothing, but he has everything he needed.
I could cry again right now.
I know. It's just so beautiful. And you do get to see, like, Shieleon's gratitude towards the wrathful ghost as well. Like, he sees a red flower and is immediately reminded of the deeds that were performed for him. And he's like, I pray that we see each other again.
Yeah.
Which obviously they do.
Yeah.
I adored this book. I've never been so torn apart and had all the pieces put back together so perfectly.
I know. And now you have mentioned, famously so, that you had a spoiler thrust upon you.
Yes, an unwilling spoiler thrust upon me.
And it was not in this book.
Okay, listen. It was not in this book. And I feel betrayed because the internet told me, like, when I finally found out this spoiler and was like, when does this happen? So that I, like, know what I'm in for. Mm-hmm. It was, like, book 6. So the internet lied to me. The internet lies, people. In case you didn't know that already.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, I'm sure no one's ever told you before, but the internet, it lies. I am so scared now.
Yeah.
Because the knowledge that I have, I'm like, I don't know where we go from here. Like, I do. I know the end point. I don't know the how we get there. And I really thought that it was setting up to be, like, revealed in this book.
But it wasn't.
And then it wasn't. And so it's going to have to be the next book.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be where the spoiler comes into play. But I'm just like, I'm so much more afraid now.
I can't wait to find out what the spoiler is. And just for all of you out there listening with us, we will not be waiting to read this next book. We're jumping right into book 7. We have to.
We have to. I just feel like after book 5, this has just become a sprint to the finish. Not one where I'm not going to give it its due time. Mm-hmm. Like, I will reflect and pay attention to every detail, but I won't be able to put this down.
Yeah. Like, when I say that I read this all in one setting, I'm not saying, oh, I sprinted through this. I'm saying I sat down for 12 hours and read this.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't stop.
It just happened to be that the 12 hours were in a row.
Yeah.
Consecutively. Yeah, so I am afraid, I am hopeful, but I do still have that spoiler looming over me. And I'm really excited to, like, finally get to the spoiler and feel like I just get to blindly experience the rest of this series.
Yeah.
So it has been looming over me for far too long.
It has.
So I am very much looking forward to, and at the same time not looking forward to, reading the next books. But as always, we're looking forward to talking to you all on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.